There are moments in our life that is very very interesting, and there are some people that comes into your life. It could just be just having a simple conversation for just 1 or 2 minutes, and that conversation can be so profound that some of them can stay with you for a very long time. Why did I start with that? I happened to have a conversation with a gentleman today that I met. His name is Bruce. He was a former firefighter, and during the process of my conversation, Bruce shared some really interesting things with me that kind of make me understand that in the field of mental health, in the field of mental health advocacy, that which I am in, there is so much demand for it because it's becoming a pandemic for most men. And I had to listen to what Bruce said to me as a former firefighter. I want you to imagine when you go to work, either as a police officer or a firefighter or a nurse or a doctor, you're dealing with people every single day. And one of the issues that actually stood out with me was when he shared the story with me about going to a scene as a firefighter, seeing people that have had an accident, seeing individuals that are struggling, taking people to the hospitals on a regular basis. I want you to imagine you being in that sort of situation, and you had to deal with that daily in your daily life as doing that as a job. And when he shared that story with me, and he said to me that this was one of the reasons why he had to evaluate, his calling, he has to evaluate what he does. My response to him was, I understand scaling, emotional scaling, because we as an individual, when we are dealing with trauma, when we are dealing with issue of emotional issues like the police officer, the doctor, a nurse, or even as a wife, when you are carrying so much negative information being passed to you, it could be seeing that information, it could be hearing that information. Those are scaling that we all carry that are in that sort of field, even as a counselor. And that is when you notice that so many people, when they've been in that field for quite some for so long, they end up breaking down. They end up going through post traumatic depression based on the experiences that they've seen, based on the encounter and the people that they've engaged with. They start beginning to feel all of those things, and those things can come out in so many ways. It could be depression, it could be about anxiety, it could be even physical pain, because that individual has been carrying those burden for quite some time. And when he shared those story with me, and that was the first thing that came to my mind, and I had to tell him, I said, look, I understand where you're coming from. When individuals carrying so much burden in their life based on past experience, in the traumatic experience that they've experienced in their life, that can be challenging. Which then brings me to the issue of when you've experienced some of these things in your life, when you've had a traumatic experience, it could even go as far as to your childhood. How do we begin to uncover some of these emotional trauma, some of this scaling that we carry along? How do we begin to uncover it? Because some of us carry it without even knowing it. It all starts with having the conversation. It all starts with just speaking to somebody about what you went through, the things that happened to you, and how you are feeling about it. That is where it all starts from. Because you cannot carry everything on your own. You can't do that, because human being, we are not designed to be able to carry burdens on our own. We are designed to be able to share our burden. That is what it's all about. So what is your takeaway in this conversation in dealing with emotional, scaling, in dealing with pro traumatic depression or expression? Your takeaway has to be number one, identify it. Just like the way I happen to have the opportunity to be involved in that conversation, You can start by just expressing what happened and how you are feeling to someone. That might just be the opening door for you to start uncovering some of this traumatic experience that you had in your life. It could be in your job, it could be in your relationship, whatever it might be. That could just be the opportunity. And that is what I want to share with you today. So at Move Forward Movement, we are all about building people. We are all about advocating about mental well-being. We are all about lifting people to understand about their capability, finding solutions to their situation. That is what Move Forward Movement is about. It's about providing you that holistic support. So if this resonates with you, please reach out to Move Forward Movement, send us a DM, go to our website, www.moveforwardmovement.org, and then we'll be able to provide you the support that you need. Let us be your accountability partner, because when we change, things change. Like we always say, you need grace in all that you do. God bless you, and bye for now.